I heard Ben Simmons try to holler at one of your chicks.
Not my holler one of my chicks. If it was one of my side chicks, it wouldn't matter. This dude tried to holler at my fiancée.
So you glad he got traded?
The thing about it, I would have traded him for like a Subway sandwich.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay and the guy that's stopping by for conversation on a drink today. He's a comedian, an actor, writer, producer, podcaster. He calls himself the best dressed comedian, the African king of comedy, Mr. Michael Blackson.
I'm in the building, motherfucker. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Looking good, man.
Man, you done pulled out so much. I don't know how you get out of it. You had keys, you had cell phone, you had a garage door opener, all of them tight ass pants pocket. How?
This outfit was made on me, man. You know, I'm rich now. They come to my house and make the clothes on my body.
Man, ain't nobody. I'm trying to figure what old lady you robbed and stole her shower. Right there.
You gonna talk about me? He look like a thug and a nerd, motherfucker. You gonna rob me or email me? Goddamn thick ass glasses. When is Jesus coming?
See, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna get on them ankles. You gonna come here with no socks and ankles like that. In California, it's supposed to be hot. Look at, we got a toast. Hey, check this out. This is my own brand of cognac.
Okay.
You know, you my second comedian, third comedian.
Third?
Yeah, but you my favorite. I like because you was in what you call Friday.
I was in the first, yeah,
You was in
second
Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, man, bro. You stole the scene with that one.
I can't get jiggy with this. What's your manager, that pink motherfucker? You look like that player hater who sold me the shit. I have no damn receipt. Kiss my ass, so what?
Continue success, bro.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Shit better be good.
If it ain't good,
It's not bad.
I know it ain't bad. I know it ain't bad, see? You don't even really know anything about good alcohol, being from Philly.
I'm not. Oh, don't talk shit about Philly.
Yeah, you know.
Where you from?
I'm from ATL.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, what? You want to say anything bad about ATL?
Yes, you guys were up by 20-something points in the Super Bowl and lost. You know what you got to do to lose about that much points? And then your Atlanta.
Y'all won the Super Bowl, now you feeling good. Philly was.
Finally, man, I was at that game, we finally did it. Trust me, I went through hell for many years.
Did you cry?
When we won?
Yeah.
I'm a thug. I don't cry anymore.
You ain't a how you a thug?
I'm a thug, man. I've cried on probably very few occasions, you know what I'm saying? But I was very excited that day. I was at the game cheering. We went through hell, man. I moved to Philly 1990, you know, so I suffered through the Randall Cunningham era all the way through McNabb. McNabb went through the NFC championship game 5 years in a row, made it to one Super Bowl, and then he threw up.
He threw up.
So it was great, but if anybody deserved to win the Super Bowl, it was the McNabb's team. I feel so bad them guys didn't get the win. Nobody deserved it more than them. Westbrook and of course, Dawkins and Collins, Pryor, Jeremiah. I just
y'all had T.O.
Terrell Owens. That team was so well deserving of it, but in 2018, we won it for them. That was for them.
You were at the event the other night, Tuesday night, in which Dave Chappelle was on stage, and I don't call him a fan because fans don't do things like that.
Right.
When the guy ran on stage and tried to tackle Dave Chappelle,
yeah.
You were there. What was going through your mind when that happened as it's unfolding?
It was so shocking. It was happening so fast, and I personally think this guy's a clout chaser. We're in a very clout chasing era. Look at the Super Bowl. Somebody always make plans to jump down the Super Bowl, chase clout. I'm not gonna say this had anything to do with Will Smith, making people comfortable enough to smack comedians. We have to be signed to like Death Row Records now, so we have protection. But it was very shocking, happened really fast. First I thought it was some kind of a joke, but then we realized it was real. And I think that guy planned this because, Dave was done his set.
Right.
He's done his set, so now there's not much attention on him.
Right.
He's about to introduce somebody else, and boom, this guy jumps.
Everybody's relaxed. Everybody's relaxed.
relaxed.
Let their guard down.
So that was the third show that he was doing.
Right.
I think that guy was there, show 1 and show 2, timed everything
Right.
when he was going to do this thing.
Right.
That's what I feel. The way he did it and when he did it, it was a timing type of thing. Because I'm sure with the 18,000 seat venue,
Right.
there should be security watching this guy,
Right.
watching who's coming on stage.
Right.
So they fell asleep for 1 second and this guy
That's
made
all
a
they
move.
took. You mentioned that you don't believe it had anything to do with the Will Smith, Chris Rock incident. When that incident has happened, I don't know if you're seeing it live or you saw the replay. Did you think like, man, that might be a skit, or did you know that was, man, this man actually slapped the ish out of Chris Rock?
Yeah, when I saw it, at first I thought it was some kind of
A skit.
Yeah. And then when Will Smith sat there and started cussing, I'm like, oh no, he's not cussing at the Oscars
Right.
as a skit.
Right.
That bothered me a lot. I lost a lot of respect.
So what bothered you the most? That he actually did it, or the not apologizing immediately after, or the continuous?
That he actually did it. Oh my goodness. Actually did it on the biggest stage, the biggest night of his life. First of all, this award is being produced by Will Packer, a black man.
Correct.
That was a sign that you was gonna get this award. Samuel L. Jackson was receiving an award.
Right.
It was like it was just made for your big night.
Stars aligned perfect.
Right. And then this happens. And there were so many other things he could have done.
Right.
Instead of that. Like, cussing my wife, he was on stage. Hey, one more word about my wife, I'm gonna come fuck you up.
Right.
That would have been okay.
Right.
Or while he receiving his award, go on stage, hey, and I appreciate the joke about my wife, whatever.
Right.
But going and hitting him and, because I felt like when he smacked Chris Rock, he smacked every comedian.
Right.
I felt like I got smacked because I go hard in the paint.
Right.
And I talk about people, and I don't expect nobody to come on stage to hit me.
Right.
Because I made a joke. It just, at the end of this is words.
It's hard to say because I don't know how you would, and we're gonna talk about your situation because you recently got engaged, but did you think the joke rose to the level that would warrant that kind of reaction?
Not at all. That's why I sat back and I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, let me see what he was thinking to go and punch him.
Right.
All right, the joke was about,
G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane.
Demi Moore played the character.
So now I'm gonna go back to 2016 when they tried to boycott the Oscars.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
He said, okay.
He's not coming. There's not enough inclusiveness. There's not enough diversity.
No. He also Chris said on
No, Will.
Okay.
Will was the one that boycotted.
Okay, it wasn't him and Jada.
No, Will said he wasn't coming. Then Jada said she wasn't coming.
Okay.
That's when Chris Rock said no one invited Jada.
Right. He said it's like Rihanna's panties.
Right.
He's
correct.
not invited.
That is correct. Right.
Okay. And then we fast forward to this, like, G.I. Me, you're not invited. Me, you're not a great enough actress.
Right.
You're not big enough to come into the Oscar.
Right, to boycott. Right.
And then we come to 2022, and
Right.
he says, you can't do nothing but G.I. Jane. That's
Right.
the only thing you could do if anything came out.
Right.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking way deep.
Right.
I'm trying to find a reason why he smacked him.
Right.
That's the only thing I could think of. Like, okay, this guy's been stalking my wife for years. He's telling my wife she
Right.
can't be nothing. She would never do a movie unless G.I. Jane comes out.
Right.
That's the only reason I could think why he'll make him go and hate her. But I guess it didn't dawn in on him right away because he laughed at first.
That's the part. He's laughing at the joke.
Yeah.
He looks at her, she's not laughing, and then he feels he has to defend her honor, that he needs to go up there and do something because he made a joke. But, Mike, your girl knows you.
Right.
She knows what will set you off.
Right.
She knows what that will make you upset. Jada got to stop that.
Yeah, my girl would have stopped it.
Yeah, bro, you ain't have
And
to
then
invest all this money.
my girl would have stopped it. I had an ex. My ex was the type that would cost me her to get our ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's why she's an ex.
Right.
We can't have a woman like that we go out and she arguing with big niggas bigger than me.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch,
Leave it
6'8", 330. I'm 6'8", 130. I'm a crackhead compared to this guy.
Right.
And that's what, my woman would have stopped, my current woman would have stopped me from going.
Right. Knowing that, bro, this is not the time, this is not the place.
Big night for you.
Right.
So
This was a night ideal for you, and it's fun. It's sad that he won the Oscar, but his actions overshadowed that moment. And then forever. This is what those Oscars will be known as the Will Smith, Chris Rock Oscars.
And I think if he would have apologized to Chris at that moment, it might have been a little bit better.
Yes.
It wouldn't have definitely.
Yeah, you can't apologize to the, bruh, you slapped the man, but you don't apologize to him? But hold on, this is your brother. He from Philly. You from Philly.
He's light-skinned.
You don't count light-skinned brothers?
Dark-skinned brother have to stick together. I'm riding with Chris. And I'm a comedian. It's my job. We have the same job. I go hard in paint on social media, on people. I talk about people. So I feel, and I don't give anybody no right to come and hit me.
Has that changed the way you do your show?
Nah, I can't change because of that. I would love to get a Will Smith to slap me because I'll sue for a lot of money. My luck, I get a...
And then you be done doing comedy.
Man, let me tell you, he would be so broke. Will Smith would have to move back with his uncle and auntie in Bel Air. That's how broke he's gonna be. He gonna go back to Uncle Phil's house, living right next door to Carlton.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, Michael Blackson, he's hosting the Oscars. It's a big time thing. There's not been very many of us that's gotten an opportunity to host the Oscars. And you up there, you tell a joke, and you guys are to lighten the mood. Okay, this is Hollywood's brightest, best and brightest. Yeah. And you got to bring them down a little bit because everybody in their talk, everybody in their bow guys. Hold on. Y'all not all of that, so I crack off a joke. You crack off a joke, somebody walks up there. How's Michael Blackson handle that situation?
Well, after watching what happened, now we know anything is possible.
Yeah.
I'm running. Now, if it's some, because, Chris Rock handled it like such a pro.
Yeah. A lot of people might not have handled it like that.
So mature, so grown, because it could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
It could have been a real bad
disaster. I'm hosting, that's the shortest Oscars ever.
But they also said, hey, his ticket price went from $80 to $400. I'm telling you, I'm going to the next Oscar, grab the mic, and cuss everybody wife out. Steven Spielberg, your wife a caca bitch. Please come slap me. I need some money, please. I need my ticket price to go up. Brad Pitt, your wife is handicapped, whatever.
So when the guy jumps on the stage, he tries to tackle Dave Chappelle. He gets beat down. Now he's you see the photos of his arm. His arm wasn't made to bend that way.
No. This guy,
he got a patch over his eye, say closed for at least 2 weeks.
Definitely. He went from a regular guy to a pirate in 2 days. Yeah. Now he got 2 left arms. Like he walking backwards.
Yeah.
I hate violence.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he needed to be an example. Like, you can't be coming on stage to attacking anybody for no reason. And it's not like Dave did a joke and his joke offended this guy. This is something he planned to do. Yes. The show was over.
Right.
And like he made a particular joke and he jumped right at that joke. Right. So we don't know why was he jumping besides, was it cloud chasing? Was he sent to do this? Did somebody send him to do this? Because it came out today that he was not, that he's not being charged.
He's not being charged
with a
felony. Right, it's a misdemeanor. Do you think social media, because we see people, the guy agitating Mike Tyson, and we see these people, someone prominent, and it's recorded. So obviously they're doing this with the intent of getting this out. I mean, when I go somewhere, I'm not recording anything because I'm not expecting to have an encounter. I'm not gonna put myself or place someone else in a situation that I feel I need to record the situation. Do you think social media has brought a lot of this out?
Oh, definitely, man. Social media is like a curse and a blessing at the same time. It's a blessing for us because it's our own television show.
Right.
We
Your
get
own platform. You put out, Michael Blackson can put out what he wants.
I became rich because of social media.
Right.
At the same time,
You're rich.
And I'm ghetto rich.
Okay, yeah.
Like I got Rolls Royce and I'm still living
You ain't got no Rolls Royce.
I got a colony, but I still live with my mother. I'm ghetto rich. I'm rich. I made it in life. I came from nothing. I'm very successful.
You went to culinary school, that's what you said?
No, but I suck. Don't be a hater.
Oh, my bad. After you said culinary.
No, culinary is a Rolls Royce truck. That's what I drive.
That what you drive?
Yes. That's my squatter.
Okay. Carry on.
But no. So social media helped me get to where I am today.
Right.
At the same time, social media has hurt me in the past. You do anything, boom, it's out there.
Right.
Somebody took a picture of you, out with another woman instead of your woman, boom, next you know, your picture's on there with this other woman.
Right.
So but at the end of the day, you gotta take it for what it is, and you gotta take the good and the bad.
Right. Why you like trolling so much? You see Drake, a guy respond to Drake, said something coy to Drake, Drake trolls him back by start following his wife,
right.
slide her DMs, say, hey, seem like you need, you know, you lonely, holler at your boy, you know, whatever. Why you troll? Why you troll?
My whole life, I've been bullied my whole life. As a, you know, I came from another country.
Right.
Came to America at 13 years old.
Did you speak English?
Yeah, I came from an English-speaking country.
Okay.
Came here at 13 years old as a kid, and I came, like, we talking about, like, late 80s, where it wasn't about being dark-skinned.
Right.
It was, you know, and I had an accent. Kids made fun of me every day, you know, and then when I finally got comfortable with myself, which took many years,
right.
you know, of learning what it takes to fit in.
Right.
I mean, a lot of things I didn't know about myself till I came to America. America was like that apple that God said, don't eat the apple.
Right.
America's like, y'all ate all that damn apple. And now y'all see things, y'all see things y'all shouldn't be saying or talking about.
Right.
Like I said, I had no idea I was dark-skinned till I came here.
Yeah.
Not like I was in my village thinking I was red bone or nothing.
Right.
But the kids let me know. I remember hanging out with some kids. They said, you black? I said, of course, we're all black. They said, no, you black as hell. I mean, they told me I look like under the bed. That's dark as hell. Have you looked under the bed lately? They told me I look like I have no bright ideas. They said the difference between me and midnight is 11:59.
You that dark?
They said when God said, let there be light, I was out of town. They told me Stevie Wonder sees me every day. That's dark as hell. Stevie don't see a damn thing.
So is that why you became a comedian? To get them up off you?
Yes. So what I learned is I took everything they said about me and I flipped it around and accepted it and now I make fun of myself.
Right.
And then now I make fun of everybody. So now if I can make fun of myself, I don't really care about anybody else. So
right.
I'm just, you know, just giving back what I've been given my whole life. I'm like, I became a hater. I roast everybody. Anything that happens, I'm on top of it.
I follow you on social media and I saw where you recently got engaged.
Yes.
But you love women, Mike.
I love women. And I established that from the beginning of this relationship. I realized after my last relationship, I dated a beautiful woman for 4 years. And my whole life, I've never been faithful. Any of my exes watching, yes, I cheated on all of you.
And you lied to them, huh?
I lied. Man, I lied so much, man, I don't even know what the truth is. I cheated on every woman I was with. And then when I realized that after my last relationship, when she left me because, you know, she got tired of me cheating, then I realized to myself, I can't be faithful. So I say, if anybody come around, I'm like, listen, I'm down with a relationship, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot be, I'm not sure it's in my blood. You know, my mother told me my dad was an alcoholic and he had a lot of women. Mm-hmm. I'm not alcoholic, I'm not a drinker, but I mean, I like a lot of women. So right. My lady came in agreement. You know, originally we had agreement on like once a month I could do whatever I want,
right.
have whatever I want. And you know, it's something, and I realized that, you know, it's something you could establish in the beginning of a relationship. Every man, that's our biggest problem, infidelity.
Right.
And we in an era where we could actually get an agreement made.
But everybody said that, everybody's like, well, you know, tell me what you want, give me the opportunity to make a choice.
Yes.
But most of us are afraid of the choice that she will make that won't include us. You weren't afraid of that.
Yeah, because we rich. Broke niggas can't do this. Broke man got no choice. He can't even afford a woman his way. How you gonna cheat with somebody else? I have a lot of young athletes, 22 years old, 23 years old, and I meet them, I say, listen, get this established from the beginning of your relationship. You making $10, $20 million a year. You line up 10 women and tell them, hey, you know, you be my woman, but once in a while I like to do what I want to do. 80% would accept it, if not all of them.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, a woman would take her bills being paid from a rich man that cheats than a broke man that's faithful.
Don't you just want to, like, you know what, honey, I'm home. Just, damn, babe, I missed you. How was your day, babe?
Yeah.
Don't you want that?
Yes, I have that. That's on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday and Saturday, bitches, I'm home.
No, I'm being serious, Mike. Do you ever think like...
serious. My lady just left. I got a side chick coming tonight, and she knows that.
You don't feel bad? You don't feel guilty? I understand.
For being honest?
I understand that you're honest. You told her, say, this is what it is. But a part of you like, well, damn. But hold on. How would you feel if she say, look, okay, Mike, we gonna do this. But you know, hey.
Nah.
Wow! What you mean now?
Women are so much more emotional. Man, we could bang 10 women and not have feelings. Women are different. Women are emotional. They cannot do.
What if she just had? What if she just had one? She don't want 10. She just want one.
Nah, because she could. Then she have to. She might have to decide between us because she might be emotionally attached and she gonna.
Okay.
No, it's not an agreement. The agreement is not for you to have something when you won. This agreement, this is what I came with.
Right.
If you want that, if you want to do the same thing, then we could just be friends. I can't be putting a ring on your finger while somebody else is bending you over. Looking at my ring.
Man, what's wrong with you?
Looking at my tattoos on your back while he tearing you up.
Hold on. Just back. So did you try to be faithful? When you first met her, you like, okay.
Oh no, when I met her.
You told off the rip?
Oh, when I met her, I had chicks with me. I mean, the first time she met me, the next time we met up, a couple of my other chicks came and we all hung out.
Right.
And we had fun. It's my lifestyle now. You know, I told her from the rip. There ain't no in between nothing. I've been honest from the rip.
But Mike, don't you think don't you age out of this?
Nah. I'm faithful to her. My dick's not.
So, I mean, I'm thinking that, look, how, you 45?
47.
47. You don't think, okay, what about at 50? Say, you know what, I've done this, I had a great life. I've had 37, 33, 34, 35 years of this. You know what? Baby, I'm coming home.
I see that happening by 69, 70.
69? You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You gonna be wheeling you around.
Yeah.
What you wanna do, wheel you to your side chick?
That's when we're gonna be together. You have, baby, I'm almost dead. I'm all yours. Let's get married.
Let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
What made her the one? What made you decide to settle down with her?
Because I guess she was the first one that accepted that. You know, and she's a great woman too. Smart, loving, could cook. She does everything. She's just a wonderful woman.
Want kids?
Intelligent. Nah, I have kids and, I have kids already. Right now, we just having fun.
You just having fun.
Yeah.
You get to travel, you ain't gotta worry about
you ain't gotta worry about no Google Gaga, little doo-doo Pampers, all of that stuff. Man.
Hold on.
Yes, talk to me.
Is this true? I heard Ben Simmons, you from Philly, Ben played in Philly.
Yeah.
Try to holler at one of your chicks.
Not my holler one of my chicks. If it was one of my side chicks, it wouldn't matter. This dude tried to holler at my fiancée.
The one you with now?
Yes.
Oh, did he not know that was your fiancée?
Knew, 100% knew. And the thing about it, when it first happened, when she told me, because I remember one time, me and Ben, he tried to make it seem to her when she asked him about it, like, isn't Mike your friend? He tried to make it seem like we just, like, we not,
Hold on, hold on.
He denied
To
me.
try to smash, he denied
Our friendship. I could show you 20 pictures of me and this guy from the day he got drafted till, like, us hanging out, parties, going to games together. I mean, I would fly out. He was like my homie. He was like my little brother, my little light-skinned brother. But, so yeah, he tried to holler. So the first time she told me, because I remember it was during Super Bowl week, that's when the Chiefs played 49ers. It was in Miami.
Right.
And that same weekend I went to the Super Bowl game, and I think the next day, Sixers played Miami. So I remember going to the game, and after the game, Miami kicked their ass that day.
Right.
Whooped their ass. So I remember after the game, I stayed afterwards, I was talking to them. That's when he was dating one of the Kardashians. And I said, hey, Ben,
Kendall.
meet my Kendall. I said, hey, meet my girl, meet my lady Rada, and then we.
So you introduced him?
Yes, he introduced him. That was then. Right?
Oh, this ain't no situation where he see the chick and like, man, she fly. Ooh, woo. You actually introduced him.
This guy, right? So, but then when we went back to the hotel, she said, Mike, I think he's been in her DM already. But
right.
He's seen her on social media with me.
Right.
I've hooked him up with a lot of my female friends. And
Right.
he'd be like, hey, who's this chick? I'd be like, don't worry, I got you. and I hook him up.
Right.
I've hooked him up in the past.
Yeah.
You know, and he knew that was my lady.
Right.
So I'm not going back to the hotel. She's like, Mike, I think this guy was in my DM. I'm like, I said, he seen me with a whole lot of chicks. He didn't, you know what I mean? He probably just thought you one of my side chicks, whatever. And we fast forward like months later, this guy's still trying to holler at her. Right? That's when she told me, you know, and this, I think, I'm not sure what was the situation. I think the Jenner girl was done then. And then he said he tried to holler at me. And then he tried to use, like, he knew she was a real estate agent.
Right.
So he tried to act like he's trying to buy a house.
Buy a house.
Just to, like, for her to come. And then, you know, he's like, you trying to holler at me? Isn't Mike your homie? He said, well, we're not friends like that. And that's when I was pretty much done with him, you know, because he's seen me a million times. I even took her to a party, one of his parties in LA. He knew he was my girl. And guess what? He hasn't played basketball since he tried to holler at my woman, has he?
Man, that's dirty.
Dirty.
So, but y'all not cool.
I know.
So what if he say, Mike, my bad, bro?
But think about it, he had opportunities to do that. He'd be like, you know, my bad. You know, I would, you know what I mean?
I was drunk, bro. You know, hey, bro, you know, me and you cool.
He had opportunities to do that, but instead he tried to make it, you know, he tried to make it more like, you know, I mean, you don't know what's going on, yada, yada. He tried to, man, lost all respect for him.
So you glad he got traded?
The thing about it, I would have traded him for like a Subway sandwich. I'm like, get anything for the guy, Walmart gift card, do anything, just get rid of him. And you know, I didn't even have to roast him anymore. The whole world is roasting him.
Right.
The whole world.
Well, you got James Harden. Embiid is he might play game 3, might not, probably gonna play.
I mean, we worked so hard to get here, you know, and to have Embiid hurt, you know, and I don't know what happened. Why this guy was playing with about 20 almost 30 points.
Almost 30, 29 points with like 4 minutes to go.
Oh God. I guess they went to seal that game.
Right.
They wanted to get it over with, you know. So I can understand that, but goodness, you know, look what happened. But, you know, one man don't stop a show. I still expect everybody to step up and play, but we're not. We getting our ass kicked every night. So, you know, one thing about Harden.
Embiid, though.
I mean, that game where they did one, Harden did step up. So I think, you know, the pressure is coming on him.
Right.
You know, he has to take over. You know, and I mean, don't get it wrong. He's still not a 25-year-old Harden, too. He's still, you know, 33, 34. He's been playing a lot, you know. But we expect him to step it up. You know, game 3, whether Embiid is playing or not, at least give us 30 points. Give me 35 points. Do your part. And I think he's going to step up. I expect things to change.
If they don't,
I'm going to the game on Sunday. I'm going to game 4. I'm off on Sunday from tour. I'm going to go to game 4. And I expect them to win game 3 and 4.
You expect them to?
I mean, I hope.
Without Joel Embiid? You expect them to win without Joe?
I mean, the Philly audience is they're going to have our backs. They're going to have,
Well, who can make a jump shot in the stands? Can you shoot?
In the dark, yes. Turn the lights off, I'm winning everything. I'm undefeated at night.
Are you an Eagles fan?
100%.
100% Eagles. Okay, traded for A.J. Brown. You got Devontae. Jalen Hurts comes back. That's his team. They got, you know, you guys got some good picks in the draft this year.
Yeah.
Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis. You guys gonna beat the Cowboys this year?
Yeah, it's all on, I mean, the quarterback has no excuses now. Give you the receivers you need.
Yeah.
Give you $100 million guy.
Yep.
You still had Devontae.
Yep.
You know, still got a decent tight end. There's no excuse. So it's all about, now we're gonna really test the quarterback.
Are you gonna beat the Cowboys? That's what I need to know. Are you going to beat the Dallas Cowboys? Is Cowboys losing to the Eagles this year?
They're gonna lose that. We'll definitely beat them at home. I can't tell you what's gonna happen in Dallas.
Y'all gonna beat them at home?
We're gonna beat them at home.
You know what happened last time that Cowboys played y'all at home?
Yeah, I remember what happened, but we didn't have, you know, all the pieces that we have now.
You related to Eli Apple?
It's my little nephew. Youngest sister's son.
You serious?
Yes, it's my youngest sister's son.
So when they're how does it make you feel when they're making memes of him? And they be roasting. You know they be roasting more. You follow him.
Yes.
So you know they be roasting.
Well, you know, yes. And and I've told him, you know, we came from a very humble place.
Right.
We came from Africa with absolutely nothing.
Right.
You know, to be where we are today, you know, is all glory to God, and he has to be a little bit more humble than that.
Right.
And Eli, you know, he grew up with a single mother, you know, till she got married to the step pop who helped raise him and got him where he is to today.
But I think, and she got moving back. I think she's moving back where you got the.
Yeah, she moved to Ghana. She bought a place there. You know, last time we were there, she bought a place.
Right.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm not sure you want to call it cocky. I'm not sure what you want to call it, but I've you know, talked to him a few times, like, you know, you can't, my biggest problem I had with him was that whole thing he talked about New Orleans. I'm like, what are you doing? Even the Giants, when it's over with the Giants,
right.
I'm like, these guys drafted you 10th pick overall.
Right. Made you a millionaire many times over.
Immediately, like, you have to, even when it was time for you to go, you have to show them respect.
Right.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. You know, but he just, you know, he's a grown man, or he's not a kid. You know, so I can't go answering questions for him. But, you know, I just want him to be a little bit more humble. Especially, I didn't like what he said about New Orleans.
Right.
Being, you know, I'm like, you know, they know I have to go to the city and work. Don't be talking crap about no city. These people give you opportunities.
Right.
You have to, you know, and I think he learned his lesson from the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he went to the game feeling this and, you know, talking about the hill and all of that.
Yeah, well, you talked about
all of that.
Kansas
I'm like,
City. Right.
I mean, don't get it wrong. He made some plays
right.
in the playoffs that helped them got to where they are today. That's why.
But wait till you cross the finish line.
Please.
Start celebrating.
Yes. And, you know, hopefully he learned his lesson.
Right.
Because, you know, he went up there cocky, did all that stuff, and he got humbled.
Right.
By, what's the kid named that day? Cooper Kupp, yeah. So
are you a Bengals fan now?
I mean, yeah, you got to root for family, you know. I mean, if the Eagles are playing the Bengals, I'll be honest with you, I'll be rooting for the Eagles.
Well, damn, you all like Wallow. How do you do that? You say that family. You want him to do well, but you just don't want the Eagles to win.
If they're playing my team, I'm cheering for the Eagles. I feel so bad, but that's my heart is at.
Right.
That's my team. He could move. He could be another city tomorrow. Then what? I'm going to still cheer for the Bengals? I was a Saints fan when he was there, but he's not with the Saints anymore. He's there now. I can't be running my emotions around. I'm treating him like a hoe. I'm an Eagles fan first. Eagles my main chick. The rest of the team you go to are my side chicks.
Okay. We know you like side chicks.
Mm-hmm.
There's another famous comedian from Philly. He's probably the most famous comedian from Philly.
Yes.
K. Hart.
Mm-hmm.
You and him had a beef.
Yes.
What started the beef, and have you put it to bed?
Yeah, we put it to bed.
What started it? I got a feeling you started it.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell you mean, yeah? I mean, you supposed to say, nah, let me tell you what happened.
No, I didn't start the beef. I pretty much, Mike make fun of everything that happens. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, it goes back to like when I first got on YouTube and social media. It was like 2011. I had a show called Black Friday. I sat on my couch, just like you, and made fun of everybody that messed up that week.
Right.
That's what I did. If you'd have did something, I would have lit you up. You know what I'm saying? And it was a situation where it was when he got caught. In fact, I made fun of him snitching on himself. Because, you know, I guess he had a feeling something about to come out about him having an affair.
Right.
And then he got on social media, you know, and the way he was trying to explain himself prior to the news coming out is what I made fun of. I didn't make fun of him cheating. I cheat all the time. I'm you know what I'm saying? So I can't make fun of people cheating, but it's just the way he did it. Me being a comedian.
But you can't cheat. You can't make fun of the homie. That one you just let slide. You just let that one go, Mike. I mean, you just let that one go.
But then they're gonna be like, Mike, you can't be picking and choosing.
Yes, you can.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can't do the homie. That's the homie.
Yeah, everybody was getting the homie. You know what I mean? He just felt like I probably went a little bit more than everybody else did. His own homie was making fun of him.
You know his own homie went out of him.
Yeah, man. I make fun of everybody, man. My mom, my dad, they all gonna
So y'all got together, y'all came together like grown men, squashed this beef.
Yeah, we squashed it.
It was good.
Yeah, we good. You know, we didn't have to apologize to nothing. You know, we understood. I understood where he was coming from. And he understood where I'm coming from because he just know I might just goes in and goes
Right.
in and goes in. So we cool. Kev's my homie.
Yeah, Kev, good people.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. It remains to be seen. I'll let you know at the end of this interview what I think of you. Oh, Meek. That's your homie from Philly. Where you put Meek in the pantheon of rappers, today's rappers?
Man, you know, me and Meek was really, we at one point where me and Meek was like not friends either.
Right.
And you know what that had to do with?
What did it have to do with it? A woman?
A woman. No. Had to do with this what I told you before about how sometimes a woman will get you in trouble without you even knowing.
Right.
There's an ex I was with that almost like me and Meek was like good friends. You know, we good now, we great now.
Right.
But we went through a little stomping block. You know why? Because
Why?
This is what happened. I remember that time Meek was going through the thing with Drake.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody clowning Meek. I wasn't touching. I wasn't.
Oh, why not?
No. Here's my thing. I didn't clown him the way people were clowning him.
Right.
My thing, if I'm gonna make a joke about somebody, I'll make sure that person laugh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I made a joke, but it wasn't nothing in a harsh way.
Right.
You know, so I remember it was not a great time in his life because, you know, that whole thing with the song that he made and the one Drake made, whatever. So I remember going to a Christmas benefit, right, in Philly. And then, you know, they took a picture. Meek was there, I was there. We took a picture, you know, and then I remember we got in the car, was driving, and my lady at the time, I said, hey, post this picture for me on IG and just put it on there. Me, Nicki's boyfriend, he was dating Nicki Minaj at the time.
Right.
I said, put Nicki's boyfriend and just leave it as that. Keep it simple. Because
Right.
I pretty much what I was trying to tell him is like, hey, Nicki's more important than you.
Right.
You know, I was keeping it nice and simple and,
Right.
you know, in a cool way where
Right.
he's not, you know what I mean? I wasn't touching the whole Drake thing.
Right.
Because that's like career type of thing.
Right.
You know, I don't want to fuck up nobody's money.
Right.
So this woman types on there because I think she didn't like Meek. And I didn't know that till she typed in there something about whatever they ended with the dude that Drake destroyed or something.
What?
My God. So I have no clue. I'm driving, all of a sudden my phone's going crazy. It's like Meek's people that I'm cool with. They're like, you know, I'm getting threats. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? I looked, I'm like, what you post this for? I didn't tell you to do that. These are my people, you're gonna have put me in a jam.
Right.
What you do that, you know? And then like right away, I was so pissed at her. That's how sometimes, you know, your partner could get you in some serious shit.
Yes.
You know, but I was also the one that kind of like made things a little bit better. I remember even at that point, 50 tried to go and I think I made a joke. And then it kind of like squashed everything because whatever I joked I made, he reposted it.
Right.
And then we know from there we've been good since then. You know what I mean? But like I never talked about it before. I know I talked about it once on like a big interview because even though my lady did it, I didn't tell the guy, so I didn't do this.
Right.
You know, I was gonna act like a little bitch, like, oh, my lady did that. I was gonna put it on her. I'd just be like, you know, I'm a comedian, but you know, it's a joke, you know, whatever. I'm like, what you do that for? And, you know,
But she couldn't ride no more. The end of
it was getting to the end of our relationship. I'm like, this woman here would get me killed.
Yeah.
No man need to be the woman that could get him murdered.
Right. Although, how did you end up on Joe Brown, Coach Joe?
That's a long time ago. So yeah, I had So it was back. In fact, you know what happened? It happened the same week Michael Jackson passed away.
Okay.
Because I remember I was that's when I went to the court. But originally I had a show booked with these guys in somewhere in Indiana, some college.
Right.
And when they called me to do the show, after I took a deposit and everything, a week later I got a phone call from Martin Lawrence. He was doing a show called First Amendment. Mm-hmm. It was a stand-up comedy show that came on, I want to say Stars. Came on Stars, I think.
Okay.
And you know, as an artist, television is always more important than a regular appearance. You know, the regular appearance might pay twice the amount.
Right.
When you get on TV,
in front of TV, yeah.
you worth more.
Right.
Every time you become on TV, your price go up.
Right.
And the right choice to do is to, you know, cancel a regular show for a television show.
Right.
You know, I canceled the show with the guys, you know.
You send the deposit back?
Well, no. I didn't send the deposit back because I was replacing myself with 2 other guys. I got 2 for the price of 1. Yeah.
No. That wasn't the agreement. They didn't send you the deposit for you to send 2 other guys. They said the deposit for you.
But it was at the point where they pretty much had no choices. The show is in like a week, you know, and I thought I'd send them 2 good caliber comedians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the deposit really goes towards, you know, it's usually half the money. So some has to go to travel and hotel,
right.
And then the artist himself, whoever. Right. So pretty much, you know, most of that deposit was gonna go to whoever I was replacing myself with.
Right.
They agreed to it, and then when they realized that their audience got upset after the show because they didn't get Michael Blackson, is when they decided to sue.
Right.
So when you have a lawsuit, a lot of time, you know, a court TV show with contact.
Yeah.
Because they'll get a hold of those papers. They'll get a hold of those things from the courts.
Right.
And they'll ask you, hey, you rather bring this here? We'll fly you in, you know, make sure you're good. And so I decided, you know what, I'd rather go to TV court than go somewhere in Indiana.
Right.
And I ain't want no problem moving in Indiana.
Right.
So I chose television.
Did you win?
Nah, nigga. I ain't win.
Yeah, but you thought you was gonna win?
I mean, my thing, I thought he accepted what I gave him. You know, he had no choice. Back was against the wall. He had no choice but to accept it. But he got his money, man. He got my new suit.
Hold on.
I lost the case. It was a long time ago.
Give me one word to describe Philly.
Oh, God. You know what? I love Philly.
You out here in L.A. more than you in Philly.
If I never moved to Philly, we would not be sitting here right now.
You ain't moving back to Philly.
I got a house in Delaware, which is like suburb of Philly, tax purposes. You know, you gotta be smart with your money.
Yeah.
But you know, I go home every time. I got a home there, and I go home at least once a month. But I mean, we come to Hollywood because to get to the next level.
Right.
You know, it's not gonna happen there. I
right.
mean, Will Smith moved here, Kevin Hart, everybody moved. Because you're
right here, everything that you need to do.
It's right here.
Yeah,
but Philly, how can I describe Philly, man? Passionate.
Right.
The fans are passionate. The people are passionate. It's a great city. You know, Philly changed my life. You know, as I say, my first stomping ground was Newark, New Jersey. Newark was rough. You know, and Newark is where I got roasted the most. It's where by the time I got to Philly, I already knew what it took to fit in.
Right.
So when I got to Philly, it was a little bit more easier, but my mother was able to get a job in Philly. I was able to get a job at 15 years old. Things were a little bit easier in Philly than it was in Jersey.
Right.
So when I got to Philly, I felt more at home.
Right.
You know, so Philly, I have nothing but love for Philadelphia for the rest of my life.
Growing up, you're from Ghana, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Ghana, Liberia, you know, those are my 2 countries.
Okay. And I see you go home a lot.
Yeah. I fell in love with Ghana all over again, man. You know, I mean, what probably did it, you know, especially with the whole thing that went down with George Floyd, all that stuff that went down, it made me feel like, you know, I mean, maybe Africa is where I need to put my concentration on. Because at one point I felt like, you know, was America really for black people?
Right.
I felt that way at one time, you know, but it was emotional with everything that was going on, you know, and I sat and I thought about everything, you know, and I was like, you know, let me get a home at home just in case I need to run away. So I got a home there. I go home every other month. Well, the most important thing I'm doing at home is I'm building a school. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
You don't find all the fucked up shit, and you can find one.
Well, I tell you what I did. Oh, hello. You got a home in Delaware. You got a home in Philly. You got a home in Ghana. I'm about to start telling jokes. I'm about to start telling me some jokes. Y'all, I ain't got but 1 home. You got 3.
So, you hating? I'm building a school in Ghana. Did you know that? I'm giving back. I'm building a school in the village. Now, one thing about Ghana, on most of Africa, you know, we have like government schools, which is considered public schools, and they have private schools.
Right.
Government schools are the ones supposed to be free, but it's still got a few expenses here and there.
Right.
You know, those fill up fast or they're overcrowded with kids. And then if you don't get any time and you can't afford to go to school, guess what happened? You don't go to school.
Right.
You just hang around the marketplace, help your mother, whatever.
Right.
So I said to myself, you know,
you're gonna set up a school.
I'm gonna get a private school and let all the kids get a scholarship.
How many students will be allowed to go to your school?
200. I'm looking at it's going to be equivalent to like 1st to 9th grade. They recently made 10th, 11th, 12th grade free.
Okay.
So I'm like, let me go to the one that's not free.
Right.
Which is 1st to 9th. And maybe 25 kids per class.
Right.
And then let them all get a scholarship. You know, where I'll be pretty much paying for this out of my pocket.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You'll be blessed with that. Did you always want to do that? What made you decide to say, you know what? I want to build a school.
This is why I did it. So when I came to the States, I didn't get to go back to Africa till about 15 years later.
Wow.
I went 15 years without seeing my brothers and sisters.
Okay.
You know, because people don't understand, you know, this thing is easy.
Right.
Especially coming from a black continent. To come to America is the hardest place to get a visa to.
Yeah.
I'm at one point, I finally made some money after doing Next Friday. I bought all my brothers and them plane tickets to come to America. They went to go get a visa and they got denied. You get denied 90% of the time. Jamaicans get, you know, when you come in from a black country,
right.
Europeans don't need visa to come here.
Right.
You know, when you come in from a black country, you have to prove that you're going to take your ass the hell back. They have to know that you're going to go back. So how they know that? You gotta, like, if you're married, your wife gotta be there. You gotta have kids. And you have to show you have money in that bank. You have a reason to go back.
Right.
You know, but you can't prove all of those. You get denied. So it took me 15 years to go back because, of course, I had stuff from nothing. I had no money. Once I was able to make some money, I said, let me go and see my people.
Right.
So I went back. And then
that had to be a big change. 15 years, people change. There's a lot of change in 15 days. There's a lot of change in a year. 15 years.
At that moment, where I went to in my little town or close, it's a town. It's not quite a village.
Right.
It's close. It looks villagey enough. And I remember being at this place as a little kid. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was like 3 years old. I remember being there. I remember 3 years old. And then when I went back. I actually went back there at 8 years old again, but when I went back 15 years later, it looked the same to me.
Uh-huh.
You know, then I remember going to the marketplace to buy stuff, and I'm like, I see kids in the marketplace doing school hours. So I'm like, why are these kids not in school?
Right.
Then I found out that the government schools fills up.
Right.
They can't afford to go to school, so they're just out here helping their mothers sell fruit or whatever they're doing. So I'm like, okay, so I went to the nearest school, the local school. At that time, this is the year 2001. I just did the movie Next Friday.
Right.
So I went to the local school. I'm like, you know, what it costs to go to school? And I found out at that time, it was about $80 a year for a kid to go to school. I'm like, we spent that shit at the bar.
Right.
You know, so I remember going back and like grabbing like 4 kids, talking to their parents. I'm like, you know, let me pay for their school for the next whatever amount of year. It wasn't much, $2,500, whatever it was, cost me. And I paid for them to go to school. And I'm like, then I started thinking about, I need to do something about this. Yeah. You know, I can't go pay for every kid to go to school. Maybe one day I would build my own school. And when I got to the point where I was able to do it, which is now, decided to make it happen.
You're the 13th child.
No, my mom had 8 kids. I'm number 5. What the hell?
Hold on. It says you have 13.
What the hell? Woo-hoo.
Are you sure?
13.
That's what.
I came to America at 13 years old. Maybe that's what that is. Nah, my mother had 8 children.
Are you the youngest of 8?
I'm the youngest son. I'm the youngest son of.
The oldest is a boy.
The oldest is a boy. He's not been to America. Frank have a kid every week. In fact, his wife is probably pregnant right now. He's the brokest fatherful man on earth. This guy, every time I go visit, Mike, I have a new son. I'm like, nigga, you ain't got no job.
Does he ever say, Mike, I got a new job?
Never a new job. It's, Mike, look at your nephew. You just want some money. But yeah, I'm the youngest son of 8. I have 2 younger sisters.
Annie.
That's Annie, who's Eli's mom, and then Dorcas.
How many of your brothers and sisters are in America?
Let me see. The other one that was here moved back. The only other one that 2 are here. One goes back and forth. You know, he's always this. Every family is one slow guy.
Right.
You know, David is a slow one. You know, he goes back and forth. He always act like he's doing something. He running a mission or he's doing things. I'm like, David, whatever. You know. But yeah, but 2 of my other brothers are here. Just, you know, and the crazy about it, they all live in homes that I've given them. Every one of my brothers lived in homes that I've given them.
Back in Ghana or
Philly, yeah. Philly, like my David lived in my first home.
Right.
Joseph, who moved back, he lived in my other home. Gabriel lived in my home that he lived there for 4 years. I said, and I gave him 4 years. You know, he was going through some.
Situated.
He got situated. He was going through some stuff. He said, you know, I'm struggling. I said, okay, no problem. You know, I'm gonna be spending time in Cali, stay in his house. You know, 5-bedroom house with your family. You know, and 3 years into it, I was like, you know, your wife working, you working, you live for free for 3 years. I'm gonna give you 1 more year. I'm gonna need my house back.
Right.
And he eventually left out when the time was up. He's mad at me because no more free living.
But you gave him 4 years.
Gave him 4 years and bought an SUV for him to do Uber. Like I bought my Suburban.
Right.
Cash money, I like, you know, get your family back together. He eventually traded it in for another car. But you know what it is? It's like, I've done my good. That's why I'm blessed.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've done everything I could do, what God touched me to do, you know?
Man, I'll be watching you on IG, man, and that stuff you be eating, bro, the chicken feet. I mean, I've eaten chicken feet growing up. But I kind of lost my taste for them, you know, once I started
Well,
getting...
you ate chicken? You from the South South?
I'm from the South South. Yeah, rural South Georgia.
Is it still slaves there or they all free?
They free.
Is it on the map? Because I think I saw it. I went there one time and I looked on the map and it's like, it's not here no more. The town is still there. Yeah, I love chicken feet. I like fish eyes. When I buy
Come on, bro. I can't eat the fish with the head on. Cut the head off.
Brains, too.
Cut the head off.
No. That's the best part of the fish.
No, it ain't. Oh, man. Come on, Mike.
Man. All eyes on me, man. Eye for an eye.
Is that the only time that you get to eat like that is when you go back home? Or do you
eat fish eyes in America? But when I go home, man, I can't wait to go out. I'm on tour. This tour is over Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend. I'm going home for like 3 weeks. I'm gonna eat my African food every day. Bang my African side chicks.
You ain't got no African side chicks.
I got African side chicks.
Hold on. Ain't nobody gonna be waiting for you to come back once a year, twice a year. Nobody wait like that.
They wait.
No, they're not.
They're waiting for the Mutombo.
No, they didn't do Mutombo. Not in the house of Mutombo. They nobody.
They're waiting for the Mutombo. They're waiting for their hysterectomy and their bladder infection. It's on its way.
Man, you out your mind. So let me ask you. So in Ghana, what's a typical Ghanan dish?
Fufu. The thing with
what actually is fufu?
Well, fufu doesn't really have a taste.
Okay.
Fufu is like doughy. You know, there's different ways of making it.
That's what y'all be eating with your hand?
Yeah, fufu, the thing with fufu is not about the fufu, it's about this different soup you make to go with it.
Okay.
My favorite soup is peanut butter soup.
What kind?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
The thing about it, when they cook peanut butter soup, you won't even know it's peanut butter soup. Yeah, peanut butter soup, you have like light soup, which is like a pepper soup with tomatoes paste, and then you have like palm nut soup, okra soup. There's so many different soups you make with
What meat?
Different meat. Go goat, add some cow, chicken, some fish.
Okay.
You know, so the taste is not in the fufu itself. The taste is more in a different soup you eat with.
Yeah, see, I'm more of a meat. I don't really care for the soups. I want to get filled up on meat.
You a meat guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you could you have good. Have you been to Africa?
I have not.
No country at all.
No. I think that's my.
How you look like us but never been there?
Actually,
you would fit right in.
I
man.
know. I trace my ancestry. I'm 90% Nigerian.
Yeah, I could tell. Nigerians are like, the real big. Yeah, you definitely 90%.
90%.
More like 99. You just came from Nigeria. I will go.
Let me ask you a question. What is there a city in America that you've been to like, okay, this kind of reminds me? I mean, because I know early on that, you do big venues now, but I know there were times when you were growing up, the venues weren't always like they are now.
In the city where you're from.
Yeah.
Yes. So what? Is there any city that what?
Reminds you of where you from?
Mississippi. I'm just kidding, man. Nah. No. Ghana is very beautiful. In fact, Africa has really, developed. Ghana especially. It's a great place to vacation. It's one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. Never been a civil war. Ghanaians are very peaceful people. Food is great. Nightlife is good. I mean, I look at Ghana as like the Dubai of Africa. People.
So what is Joburg? I thought Joburg. I thought South Africa.
That's white Africa. No disrespect to South Africans, please. I want to come there and do a show, but
That's where I'm going. I'm going.
you gotta go to West Africa.
Well, I'm okay. This is where I want to go. I want to go to. Obviously, I got to go. I want to go to Robbins Island. I want to go to Kenya.
Okay, Kenya is good. Kenya. I've never been to Kenya. That's east. I've been to Ethiopia.
Yeah,
that was nice. I want to do Kenya. I want to do Tanzania.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I want to do safari.
Okay.
So I think I'm lining it up for my 55th birthday.
So yeah, you got to make it to like Ghana or Nigeria. You know.
Bro, I ain't got bread like that. I can't be staying over there. You ever think I'll be staying for a month?
You don't got to stay for a month. Just go spend like 4 or 5 days in every city, every country. You know, go to Lagos.
Did I just tell you I ain't got no bread like that?
Seriously, man?
Yeah.
What you do with your NFL money, dog? You smoking crack? You smoke your money? You got a gambling problem?
I got kids like you do. I got to take care of the family. I got kids. Got a daughter in med school.
So she wasn't smart enough to get a free scholarship. What happened, man?
She didn't get no scholarship. Yeah, me. I was scholarship.
You a scholarship?
Yeah.
That's messed up, man.
So let me ask you a question. What was your perception of America before you got to America?
Oh, man, I thought y'all wash your hands with soda and wipe your ass with money. I came here, that's some bullshit. Man, we work just to pay bills. Yeah.
That's what most American families do.
My goodness. I'm like, my family back home thinking, we here turning up. Man, I mean, it's different now.
Right.
But like my mother worked at McDonald's.
Right.
When we came in, we ate all the leftover food she brought over.
But that was good. I guess you don't like McDonald's. I guess you don't like McDonald's
after
now.
36 days in a row. I don't want to see another burger in my life, okay? I hate Big Mac 36 days in a row.
The transition. Mm-hmm. Africa, you like, okay, got this culture. It's totally different. It's not like you move from one African country to another one. Right. You move to a whole different country, a whole different way of life, a whole different way of thinking.
I landed in New Jersey, I landed in New York. The plane landed in JFK, and then I remember I was going to Newark. My mother is an evangelist, so she traveled the world preaching the gospel. Right. That's how she met friends in America. And that's how I was able to.
What happened to you?
Man, you know what happened to preacher kids?
Yeah, didn't work.
Preacher kids are the devil. But that's how we ended up here. The gospel brought us here, and comedy's gonna get us out. But I landed early April. It was about 30 degrees.
Yes.
I went from heat to like a refrigerator, a freezer. I'm like, what is this? I hate my first week in America. I was ready to go back home.
Does it get cold in Africa? How cold is it getting?
No, like spring is 90 degrees. Winter is 85. Summertime is hell. Nah, we don't. We have rainy season, at least in West Africa.
Right.
South Africa, it might snow.
Right.
It might get cold. But where I'm from is like rainy and dry season. Either gonna be rainy or it's gonna be dry. So when it rains, the temperature might go down to 83. That's our winter.
Explain, when did you want to get into fashion? When did you want to do clothes? Say, you know what? I'm gonna be Michael Blackson. This is who I am.
It started from when I came to America. So when I came here, mind you, I left.
Oh, so like coming to America, you was Eddie Murphy, you was Zamunda.
No, it's not Zamunda. Eddie came rich. I was a homeless African. Okay, Eddie came here with money, and coming to America.
Right.
All right. So with me, when I was a kid in Africa, all I remember is girls like guys with new clothes.
Right.
Whenever we got a brand new clothes, that's how you get the girls.
Right.
And I remember we didn't care about brands. Things have changed now.
Right.
Back then we didn't care about brand. We didn't care about Versace and Gucci and Nike and Puma, all that stuff. As long as it was brand new, girls were like, oh my God, he has new clothes. And next you know, you got a girlfriend because you got a new outfit.
Right.
At 13 years old.
Right.
I came to America, I thought it was the same thing. So mind you, my mother worked at McDonald's. She made $50 a week. And I remember her taking me school shopping before school.
Right.
My mother bought me some sneakers in Pathmark. Pathmark is a grocery store.
Right.
She bought chicken and bought sneakers. I was wearing chicken-flavored sneakers. My first pair of sneakers was called In Action.
Right.
All right? But I didn't care. I didn't know.
Right.
All I cared was brand new.
Brand new.
Never been worn.
Right.
She went to McCrory's. Remember McCrory's?
Yeah.
It's like a Woolworth, whatever.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
bought me, she was into church, so she bought me some dress pants and church shirt. But it was brand new.
Right.
So I remember I got dressed.
All you cared about it was brand new.
Here I am, I went home, got my new clothes, my first day of school, I'm about to shit on all these haters. My brand new in actions, my church pants, and my church shirt.
Yeah.
Brand new. I even left the tag on it so they know it's new. The tag says $6.99. I went to school, and the kids started laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? They said, what the hell you got on? I said, what you mean what I have on? This is brand new. It's never been worn. Man, they lit my ass up. I was roasted for 2 years. We couldn't afford Nike. They wanted $30 for them things.
Right.
You know, and 2 years later, I was able to get a job as a kid selling candies door to door. I remember this one guy used to I don't know how I got hooked up with it. Maybe somebody from school, whatever.
Right.
And they said, this guy take us to rich neighborhoods, rich white neighborhoods, and we go lie to them pretty much.
Right.
You know, we sell a box of candy that, you know, that's costing maybe 50 cents a box. We'll go knock on these rich people's door. Hey, I'm Michael Blackson from the Mount Calvary Youth Court. I'm here to start Mount Calvary, it sounds like a church, but this guy was Muslim.
Yeah.
He was a Muslim man, taking us to, and we saying church. Make a long story short, we sold these candies for $3.50 a box, and we made 75 cents out of every box that we sold.
Right.
So I started making my $75 a week, and I saved my money. I had to give half to my mother. That's one thing we did in Africa. As kids,
Oh, yeah, you gotta help pay bills. You can't just...
You give half the money to your mom. So I gave half to my mom, saved the other half, and I remember I went and got my first pair of Wrangler jeans.
Ooh, Wrangler.
Adidas.
Not Lee, not Levi's, not Calvin Klein. You had the Wranglers.
So now I went to, 10th grade in Barringer High in Newark, New Jersey. I remember going to school in 10th grade. I had Reebok. I remember my first pair of Reebok. And then I had my Wrangler jeans, Lee jeans, and some Le Tigre shirt. All of a sudden now, people want to, I have friends now that nobody's roasting me anymore. So I said to myself, man, whenever I make money, I'm gonna be the baddest dressed.
I'm gonna be dressed to the nine. So, when the kids that were roasting you, did you know you always wanted to be a comedian? Did you know you were always funny?
Never. I had no idea this would come. Fell on my lap. I remember coming to, we was about to move to Philly. I remember my sister came first. The reason why I came a week later, because while I was in Jersey, I was a smart kid. In fact, one time I remember my last year I went to a junior high. So the junior high was like 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So we graduated in 9th grade. I remember the 9th grade, first semester, I remember getting A's and B's. And I remember one time getting on a bus, and this school bully found out everybody that had good grades. This guy sucker punched the hell out of me because I had good grades. I'll never forget that.
Okay.
You know, and then what the hell does that mean?
You still got a concussion?
No, I didn't get
Oh, but
I hope he would have smacked me a knife because he would have seen nothing. He would have probably shadow boxed. It was broad daylight, right? So I've been bullied my whole life. But so so the reason why I had good grades, that's why it came to good grades. And during that summer, I was in a pre-college program.
Right.
So it was all the smart kids went to it was like NJIT, all these different colleges had smart kids for the summer.
Right.
And we're all invited to be an extra in the movie Lean on Me.
Yep.
Lean on Me, Morgan Freeman. And
Dr. Clark, Mr. Clark.
Free Mr. Clark, that's my line. Free Mr. Clark. No. Ha ha ha, that's my line.
Okay.
Got paid $75 a day, I'm rich. And then, so I had to wait a week because I was doing that movie.
Right.
And so I remember coming to Philly, and I remember when the movie came out, you know, I was an extra. People recognize. He's like, was you in the movie Lean on Me? I'm like, yeah, yes. You know, so it gave me that first stardom thing. That thing of being but I still wasn't thinking about comedy.
That's where the TV came in like, man, eyeballs, people see, they recognize, okay.
And I remember my last year, I think the comedy started coming out my last year of 11th grade when I was about to go to 12th grade. So now you about to go from a junior to a senior. You want to make a name for yourself. When you're a senior, you want everybody to know you. So I remember the 11th grade, the last year, we had like a talent show.
Right.
And I remember the funniest guy in the school didn't end up being a comedian. So we did this thing called the Arsenio Hall Show.
Right.
So he was Arsenio, and I played a guest. I played Nelson Mandela. And I remember being a guest, and I started talking try to talk like Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the comedy kind of started a little bit. And then, mind you, I was working at my job in Philly. I worked at Dominoes Pizza from like age 15. Started off answering the phones, learned how to deliver pizzas on a bike. I eventually ended up being a manager at I didn't leave there till I was like 22 years old when I got fired.
Right. You got fired? How you
got fired? I'll get to that.
Okay.
Nigga. So I remember working at Domino's, and I was at this point I'm like 21. I was a manager. Mm-hmm. I was hiring and firing. I remember I hired this guy, and he took the job as a part-time job to make tips. A lot of people did the job for tips every night. They make 30, 40, 50 bucks a night.
Right.
And this guy was an acting teacher at the Philadelphia Community College. And then he hung around me all the time. He's like, Mike, you funny, man. You should go to open mic. I'm like, what is that? He said, that's where, you start off. He said, I help you get your first 5 minutes together. So, he helped me. He said, tell me about yourself. And then we put our first 5 minutes together, and I started going to open mic. And this was like summer of 93, 94.
And it started from there?
Started from there.
How did you get fired from Domino's?
Well, at that point, I was taking comedy more serious than my job.
Okay.
I was a manager. I remember going to New York to do this thing called the Uptown Comedy Club.
Yep.
It was on TV, on UPN. Mm-hmm. I did appearance on it. And then my assistant manager didn't show up to work. So the store didn't open. And that happened to be the same day the general managers decided to show up. A lot of these fast food franchise, the big bosses just shows up anytime they want,
right,
just to catch you off guard.
Right.
And they happen to show up this day that the store is not open, nobody's there, and then it wasn't a corporation, it was a franchise, so they could make their own decisions. So
right.
They fired me because I wasn't there to run the store, and because my assistant didn't show up, it was my responsibility. So I lost my job and had to start from. I was doing really good at that point. I was making about $20,000 a year. That's good money in 1994.
Right.
So I had to start all over. My car got repossessed. I had to move back home with my mother. I had to start all the way from the bottom up, and and start all over. How did
the bullying, how did that impact you? Because you say you were smart, because you got good grades, he sucker punched you.
Yeah.
Did it make you go into a shell like, I don't want anyone to know? Let me just tell jokes, keep people laughing.
Oh no, that was way before comedy. That was, it just made me, that was my first bullying experience in America.
Right.
I'm like, damn, these people are so mean.
Right.
Somebody just came and sucker punched me for no reason.
Right.
That's all of that. I felt that when Chris Rock got smacked, all that, it's just a bad feeling. I hate bullies.
Right.
I hate anybody that bully anybody. That's my, you know what I'm saying? So the reason why I mentioned that whole thing was because I was trying to get to how I end up in the movie Lean On Me.
Right.
Because I was a smart kid.
Right.
And I remember that happening to me because I was smart.
Right. When you first started, you wore dashiki, you was on stage barefooted.
Yes.
Why?
I think with anything you do, any job, it takes about 3 years to know exactly where you want to go. If you're in the NFL, 3 years into the NFL, you should be good.
Right.
You should know exactly what type of player you are. You're not going to know the first year or second year. It's something about 3 years.
Right.
So it was 3 years into my comedy. Prior to me going barefooted with a dashiki, I dressed regular, and I talk regular because I didn't use a lot of energy. When I go on stage now, I use a lot of energy.
Yes.
For some reason, when I use energy, my accent just comes out.
Yeah.
Just tell me to but I was more calm. My jokes was real different when I started. My jokes were like, I was real skinny. I was like half this size. I'll go on stage and be like,
how you living?
What you mean?
You only weigh 100 pounds right now, so you 50 pounds?
I was 58. Don't take away my 8 pounds, motherfucker. But I remember I'll go on stage. I was so skinny. I'll go on stage and be like, Slim Fast really works. And I open my arms, right?
Right.
And I was like, when I first came to America, all my friends tried to make me feel at home. So they didn't feed me for a month. It was like real calm jokes, right? And I would so I remember 3 years into comedy, I was on stage, some hood place in Philly, called Morgan's in like Germantown, part of Philadelphia. And I'm on stage and I made fun of like a family member, like my uncle or something. And I talked with the accent. I brought my uncle accent out.
Right.
And everything I said in that accent was extra funny.
Right.
Everything I said in it. And I'm like, damn, they laugh at everything in the accent. Why don't I just talk like that?
Right.
So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna talk like this, I gotta put this clothes on.
Right.
Nah, I don't need no shoes. I'm gonna take my shoes off. I'm gonna be the village. And then my career went up. You know, but then, then maybe 2013 is kind of like when I killed it.
Right.
So I wore it, I did the dashiki from like, we talking about like 1999.
Right.
99 to like 2010-ish. You know, then when social media came out, I made a name for myself,
Right.
and then I started to be more vulgar. I went from like that clean comic to like what's really in me.
Right.
You know, and when I started doing that, I didn't feel right cussing in my African garb.
Right.
It was too royal, it was
Right.
too respectful.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna be myself.
Right.
And that's why I'm like this now.
T.I., big time entertainment, king of the trap. We know what he is on that side of the entertainment. Recently, he decided to go embark upon your side of the entertainment.
Yeah.
Got booed. I don't know if T.I. had ever been booed before. When you had the success that he's had, he probably didn't get booed. Mm-hmm. What advice? I think I saw you.
I did a IG live when right as since it happened, we went on live.
Yeah.
And talked about it.
What advice would you give him? Because me, I'm a type of guy, if I ain't good at something, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I can't do it.
Well, no, with comedy, the greatest have been booed. You ain't make it till you've been booed. Everybody has been booed.
But here's the thing. You hadn't made it in something else and been successful at that. Most comedians ain't been successful at something else. Yeah, it's easy to get booed when you've never had the level of success that he's enjoyed.
Yeah, but he's going to a whole different type of gig, you know?
Guess what?
In the wrong city.
Booing in the comedy club sounds the same as booing on the football field. Boo, you suck. Yeah, it sounds the same.
Well, New York is a rough place.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about it is he needed that to realize that, you know, this is not...
It's not a joke now. You
not
doing
a
it,
joke.
yeah.
You know, so he learned from it. And honestly, since then, he's been, you know, he got better. But he's been so successful in what he does.
Right.
You know, so he's very cocky about it.
Right.
You know, and I see that because...
And most comedians don't wait this late to get started, though.
No, they don't. But even if they do, you know, you go through a process. But it's different now. Nowadays, you know, you could just start doing skits. Let's go to the new comics now. You start doing skits, and next thing you know, you end up being a comedian.
Right.
People that are successful in that, like DC Young Fly.
Right.
He was a guy that just started off roasting people, and now he's a hell of a comedian.
Right. Yeah.
You know, proud of him, love this kid. And I remember when he started 7 years ago. You know, he was on there making fun of everybody, and then me and him roasted each other. And like now, he's on tour with me. He's on the tour.
Right.
And he's helping selling tickets. He's the biggest, probably the one of the biggest influencers on the tour because he has 11 million followers.
Right.
T.I., he's a superstar. And, you know, so he's gonna get the respect.
Right.
You know, he's gonna get the respect as a star. You know, but he can't take advantage of it. You gotta still understand he's trying to do comedy here.
Right.
You know, my biggest advice to him was like, you know, start off hosting a show. When you're a host, there's no pressure.
Right.
You know, you go up there, crack a couple of jokes, bring on the next comedian.
Right.
But he's ready to headline.
Right.
And so he has to learn, you know, the hard way. And I think that booing humbled him.
Yes.
And brought him to reality, and he had to go back to the drawing board. And the following day, he was in Atlanta performing, and he did well.
What do you like most about touring?
I mean, I guess making money. It's a job now.
Right.
Don't get I 100% enjoy telling jokes and making people laugh. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I've been doing this 27 years. I performed last night in Long Beach, and like, you know, it's just a great feeling, getting on stage and making people laugh. You know, I feel like a doctor. I'm a therapist. You know, you're feeling bad, you come out to a comedy club, you have a seat, and what make you feel better, make you forget about your problems. Till you get home, then you're on your own, motherfucker.
What's your worst purchase? You seem like a guy, you're extravagant, you like to dress up, you like nice things. I see, you know, you be suited and booted, you talk about your ice. What's the worst purchase Michael Blackson ever made?
Damn. And the thing about it, I'm trying to think, you know, what's the worst purchase in my life? God, I'm trying to think if I bought something that depreciated. I can't think of. I mean, it gotta be something expensive, right?
Yeah.
You know, I can't even say my car. And I know I spent a lot of money for my car, but
Better
you know,
at least it.
No, I'm African.
Okay. They lease things too.
Here's the thing, okay? We live in Hollywood. We live in whatever, you know, and now I understand why these guys fake it till they make it, because, you know, a lot of these guys come out, if they will go rent a Rolls Royce and get an Airbnb for a house, take a picture and act like they own it, and then do all of that, because we're in an era where nobody respects you or care about you if you don't have anything. Mm-hmm. You know, so a lot of time, you know, we do things for a reason. Like, people only respect you by what they think you're worth.
Right.
If I'm coming to a meeting trying to get some money, if I drive up there with a Rolls Royce, whatever this guy was planning on paying me, it just went up $20,000. You know what? By looking at his card, she's not gonna take this offer. I gotta pay him this. You know, or if I decide to invite you to my penthouse, if you're trying to pay me $10,000, now you're like, I gotta pay this guy 20. You know, and we do everything everything's an image. People respect you by what you see. Nobody care about broke, man. If you ain't got nothing, nobody want to be around you.
Right.
It's a shame, but that's the world we live in. You know, so I don't regret any materialistic thing that I've
Because
done.
everything was done for a reason.
Everything was done for a reason. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, when my kids are ready for college, they will be able to go to college. I don't need anything. Whatever I want, I could get it. You know, I'm giving back at the same time. You know, so there is not been any bad purchase. You know, I came close to one time, but I didn't go through with it. For some reason, I've been pretty good with, you know, dealing with money.
Right.
And don't get it wrong, I never went to college. It's just that, just from being a kid and penny pinching everything and giving mother half the money, just know how to save money. Because that's what we did as a kid. You don't, in America, you can just have $1 million in the bank, but you'll go and get you a $5 million house. Like, what you doing that for?
Right.
You know, where I'm from, you want something, you save the money for it, and you get it.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this one. Give me your Mount Rushmore comedians.
You know, at one point I had, you know, to me, Eddie Murphy would stop. God. Till today, you can watch Raw and watch Delirious, still relevant.
Yes.
And that thing is 35, 40 years old.
Yes.
I got to put Eddie at one. And I know Richard Pryor, you know, a lot of people feel like it's Richard Pryor, but I came to America during the Eddie Murphy era, you know. So when I got here, I think Richard was pretty much, he was more like just doing movies at the time, you know. So I had to go back to you know,
Sunset.
to study him. You know, so I gotta put, you know, then I heard about some other personal things that he did that kind of like threw me off a little bit.
Right.
But I'm not gonna judge him for what he happened in his past. Right. But I gotta put Eddie first, I gotta put Richard Pryor number 2. Then I have to go with current. You know, I've watched specials in the past 20 years, and for me, Chris Rock, every time he put out a special, it was special.
Yeah.
Because Chris Rock took his time. Chris Rock put out a special almost every 5 to 8 years.
Right.
You know, because I think a special has to be special, man.
Right.
You have to put time and effort into it. And every special that Chris Rock did was special to me.
Okay.
You know, so I would put Chris Rock at 3. you know, I gotta go with Dave.
Well, you got a hell of a list. You
You
got
know,
a hell of a list.
the thing with Dave, you know, Dave started off comedy.
He was a product.
Dave was doing comedy for about 15 years, and black people didn't know Dave.
Right.
You know, because he was more on a mainstream.
Yes.
It was mainstream comic.
Yeah, the first time I heard of Dave Chappelle,
He was on Dave Chappelle show. That's
well,
what,
he was in the Clumps.
Exactly.
Nutty Professor, when he was Reggie.
Yes.
And then he was in Blue Street with Martin.
Yes. Once he started doing black stuff.
Yes, that was like.
But he was doing comedy 10 years before that. I didn't know.
I know that.
Y'all didn't know.
Now.
I knew I was a comic,
Right.
but y'all didn't know.
No.
So, you know, because Dave was able to, like, you know, start off as mainstream and was able to capture every audience.
Yes.
And now he's the top dog.
Yes.
You know, so I put him there as, what we at, 4?
4. That's it. That's all you get.
He's a top 4 or top 5?
No. Mount
That was
Rushmore
no
has
fit.
4 faces on it.
Is it only at 4 faces?
That's it.
Okay, that's it. That's top 4. Because I was going to be 5th.
Who?
Michael Blackson. Here's a man that come from a whole different continent and made a name for himself in comedy. The first man from the whole continent of Africa to be known in America as a comedian. The first. So I have to give myself credit for that. And I did it.
I ain't gonna give
myself.
you no credit though.
You gotta give me credit.
Nope.
Man. Come
I'm
on.
not gonna be able to do that. I wish I could though.
You're a hater.
I thank you for coming by, but I'm not gonna be able to give you credit
You're a hater.
for coming to Africa.
You look Nigerian too.
Hey, why you hating on my people?
You know, we had this beef on jollof rice. You know anything about jollof rice? Well, jollof rice is kind of like African version of fried rice.
Okay.
It's made totally differently.
Right.
Ghana and Nigeria has been beefing on who has the best jollof.
Yeah.
You know,
Nigeria.
and so it's been a big fight. Even we just had we had a soccer match.
Yeah.
To see who going to the World Cup. Ghana beat Nigeria.
Did they?
Yes.
Y'all
so
cheating.
Nigeria is eliminated.
Y'all
Your
cheating.
people, 90%, all that muscles, you guys are all overgrown. Nigerians are just overgrown. You know, Ghanaians are like, you know, they're shorter, faster when it comes to soccer.
Right.
You guys, Nigerians you can't have football and soccer. You guys, like 5% of NFL players are Nigerians.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, so it's a big jollof beef that has caused this whole beef, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, neither one of them have the best jollof, unfortunately. You know who has the best jollof?
Who?
Senegal. That's where it originated from. I know my Ghanaians gonna be very mad at me. I'm sorry, please let me back in the country when I come. But I had Senegal jollof about a month ago at this jollof contest where I was allowed to taste Ghana jollof, Nigeria jollof, Senegal jollof.
Right.
And I felt so embarrassed that Senegal tasted so much. But it originated in I found out it was originated in Senegal.
When you different places, do you try to find a local African spot to eat at?
Everywhere I go. I found a place in LA. But then also I cook. I've been cooking, you know, I was raised in Liberia. In my African life, most of my time was in Liberia. Liberia is a place where men learn how to cook at a young age.
Right.
You know, so I could still cook my African stew. I even know where the local African grocery store is to go and grab my stuff and cook. So I could cook. But when I'm lazy, I'll go to the African restaurants in the area.
I don't know who eating your cooking.
Don't be a hater, man. You want some fish eyes?
No, I do not want no fish eyes. I do not. I'm
How
sorry.
about cow's tongue? You ever?
I have had cow tongue.
You ate cow tongue, but you got a problem with fish eyes.
Yeah. I've eaten mountain oysters. I've eaten, you know, turkey oysters. I've eaten a lot of things.
You like-
Possum, raccoon, turtle.
I have a turtle. Have you ate a rabbit?
Yes. Squirrel.
He ate a Bugs Bunny.
Yeah. You ate one too.
I did.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Ate a rabbit.
You know, I grew up in the rural South.
You ate like a bush mouse? A bush rat?
No.
I've had a bush rat.
Well, whatever you call it. You eat have possum. So
I'm sure I've had possum. Yeah.
No, see?
I've ate all kinds of things, man.
Yeah, but I try to graduate it. Like Vienna sausages, I like. When I make some money, I ain't gonna eat that. Sardines, all that stuff, I ain't eating that no more.
What?
I'm good.
Because you got money, you're gonna just...
Yeah, that was the whole purpose. That's what drove me, because I didn't want to eat that every day.
Now that I got money, I could afford more fish eyes.
No, I don't want no more fish eyes.
I don't
want no more fish eyes, fish heads. I don't want none of that.
Fish brains the best.
Filet, chicken, turkey, some sea bass, I'm good. Lamb chops. I'm good.
Sea bass is good. Just get it with the head still attached.
No, I don't want the head. I don't want the head on the fish. I don't even want the head on the fish. The fish needs to come head removed.
Are you scared to look at the fish face?
No, first of all, I don't want nothing but fillets anyway. I ain't picking out nothing because I don't want no bones. No, I do not. It's gonna come in a
So you
nice
never
fillet.
ate like any head of any animal?
No. Wait, y'all. I mean, it's not really head.
You ate like a goat head, like the whole head.
Hog head.
You saw his face?
Yeah. I ain't eat the eyes though. You ate the ears.
No, I can't. I only eat fish eyes. I don't eat.
You eat pig ears though, right?
You know what? My lady cooked it the other day.
Pig ears?
Yeah.
Yeah, pig ear sandwich, but
A sandwich?
yeah, with mustard.
What? Where you from again?
I'm from rural South Georgia, man. Bro,
Y'all free over there. Everybody's free.
yeah, we free. We been free.
Because I know I went close there. I said, listen, all of you just follow me, man. Let's get out of here.
Look,
Y'all don't have to
you
stay
went.
here.
You went to Atlanta. You didn't go any further south than Atlanta. You been to Savannah?
Been to Savannah.
You been to
I was
Macon?
in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh yeah, Columbus, Georgia that's south. That's near Alabama.
I saw
Near
three
Birmingham.
I saw 3 people that didn't know they were free. I said, follow me, you're free. You don't have to be here. He said, you sure? I said, yeah, come on.
You 85. You went 85 south.
Way down south.
Yeah, I'm further south than that.
Further than that.
I'm further than that. I'm southeast. I'm near the Florida line. I'm way down.
So you used to like walk to Atlanta. Like,
Yeah, I ain't nobody walked to no Atlanta. No, I did not walk to no Atlanta. No. Bro, I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Yes, sir.
Damn, I felt like I was hugging myself. God damn. It's smarter than a mother.
I left my muscles at home for a second.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why